Hey friends, so I was having this urge to paint, but there is a lockdown going on and I don't have a canvas. So what I did is I took one of the old discarded canvas, I just painted it white and let it dry, and then I just hope that this is just a good enough surface to paint on now. So the theme I'm trying to paint today is like having a sort of a moon in a very dark sky. So the dark sky representing the situation of corona, this lockdown going on everywhere, and the moon being that source of light amidst that darkness. And in that moon I will try to portray the superheroes of this particular time, the doctors, the nurses, the portrait of that particular image which I will try to paint in this moon that we will put on this canvas is actually inspired from one of the images from Forbes, which I will share with you. So I guess we are good to go. Let's first of all try to paint a dark sky but a glimmer of hope in it. So I'm going to use this fan brush. Somehow I don't have any other fan brush with me right now. I would prefer a thicker one. This is the number 2. I would prefer at least number 6 fan brush, but let's try doing something with it. If I am not able to get the desirable results with it, I might try this filbert number 12. I have quite a number of brushes at my disposal, so there's a flexibility in what we want to try. Okay, this is a moon, so it definitely needs white. We'll use it. The sky needs to be black. We'll put a shade of black there. The colors of hope will come from this cerulean blue and magenta. So let's try doing it. The black should go at the corners. Okay, to keep the sky darker, we do need this Prussian blue. I'll try to speak less from now on. This Prussian blue was here and here. The white needs to be around the moon. I'm using titanium white. Our strokes are going to be circular just to make sure that we do get that brightness around the moon. So you will observe that most of my strokes are also going to be circular. I probably have put out too much of cerulean just because of the bigger tube, but we'll manage. The edges are supposed to be darker. We'll keep the darkness at the edges. We'll make sure there's enough of hope in the painting. I would have used some cerulean here as well, but because I already used quite a lot there, I might just reuse it down there. So let's start. As I said, my strokes are going to be circular in nature. going to use a bit of water just to make sure the color is spreading well. I guess this little fan brush is not doing the job good enough. I might have to switch it. I might have to switch it. You see, making this surplus strokes will ensure that you have this brightness running around the moon that we are trying to paint in the middle of this picture. Obviously, we use some paint again just to put better shades of darkness in the corners of the canvas. Right now, our focus is to make sure the strokes are well aligned and the shades are coming out well. See, some of the shades are definitely coming around the moon. We'll put more of these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put titanium white around the moon. Little bit of it. Trying to put it on the paper so that I do not overload the canvas with the white, and once there is enough of mixing around the moon, I'll spread the color, very tiny bit amount of water on it, and then start spreading it. You know, you never have to put a lot of color to bring the shades. It's more about mixing them and stroking them well and creating gradients, because there is subtlety in the nature. The colors you see in the nature blend so subtly well with surroundings that there are hardly any sharp boundaries that you will see in nature. The colors actually blend very well, so that's what should be your primary focus whenever you paint. Make sure that your colors are actually blending and not creating distinct boundaries. That's what I'm trying to do here as well. I hope you see there is some shade coming around the moon. The effect I was trying to make is already there. I'll try to make the sky a little bit more darker. For that I need my ocean blue. And that thing is supposed to be like this. Now we are going to try to ensure that these strokes do not go towards the outside more, so that the corners of the canvas are darker. We put a bit of black as well there. The best effect is going to come when we are going to use some stars. I hope you see that putting darkness at the corners is now bringing that brightness of the moon even more better. A bit of black for the very extremities. And now I'm trying to put this darkness right at the corner so that you see it's blended well, as well as creating this image of a dark sky far out there. Even if you mess up sometimes, beauty is that if you know what blend you wanted, you can always paint another coat. And if I come back to that initial state of that canvas, this canvas that we are using, then as I told you, there was already a painting on it, and now there's a completely different set of colors on this canvas, and yet it is useful. So it's like life. No matter how much you have gone through, how much you are going through, no matter how bad your life has been or had been, if you put a bit of conscious effort to repaint the canvas of your life, you can always get a better picture. Yes, that's the philosophy of my life. Keep trying to paint new colors. Keep putting effort to repaint the canvas if you don't like the existing colors of your life. And one day, the picture will come out to be as beautiful as you ever wanted it to be. You see, the halo is coming around well. We have this subtle shading nicely implemented. Yeah, looks quite natural to me. And what we are going to do is add some stars. And what we are going to do is use a brush. We put some titanium white on this brush, dip it in water, and try to splatter some stars around the corners of the canvas. The brush is wet. I'm going to put this splatter the farther you take your brush from the canvas, the smaller will be the drops. And the nearer, thicker. Now it's time to unveil the moon to let it come out of the dark. We don't need to worry about this color that has got into the moon because we are going to paint it white. And obviously moon is not always bright white. There are some dark spots to it, again just like our life. So this, as you can see, this little brush did quite a lot of wonders on this canvas. Thank you, brush. Now time to paint the moon even more brighter and white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this titanium white into the moon, at least at the boundaries. I'll use a thinner filbert and a liner brush to work on the boundaries, and just hope that from here things just go better and better. Here comes my thin filbert. It's number 2. Retarder medium now, because that helps me to save on my pigments, which are expensive, and at this time of lockdown you don't get hold on to new colors. Sadly, titanium white is just finishing off. In future I might have to just switch to those kind of paintings in which titanium white is involved minimally, but sadly again that's rarely the case. You do end up using titanium white at one time or the other, but let's try to work on this canvas for now, not worry about something which we can't help about. And I guess the moon is more or less ready. Obviously we have to put some, what you call as the imperfect spots, the symbolism of life into the moon, that not everything that looks bright is perfect. Not everything in life is perfect. You have to know your value. You have to know that even though you don't have everything, you still have a lot of things in life, and it's okay to have some dark spots into you because you still shine bright. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm putting a lot of philosophy into my painting today, but I am a bit happy because I'm painting. Thank you for bearing with my philosophy. Yep, I guess the moon is looking good. Now we have to put some dark spots into it. We'll use the diluted form of black. I don't have a gray with me right now, but I can dilute the black sufficiently just to have. I'll put some black here. Put some black. Sorry, my palette is quite messy. I'm a messy painter, I would say. I used to say in my college days that, you know, if I was organized, I would be a very dangerous person. So I believe I'm less dangerous when I'm a bit of unorganized, and I don't really mind being unorganized as long as you're not wasting your life into doing something which is nothing. That made very less sense, but it's okay. You don't have to make sense all the time. Okay. I don't know if I'll be putting some music into my process of painting thereafter. You know, I have put some titanium white, a precious color, which is hardly left into that tube, and I don't know how long I can use it, but still I have to create this shade of grey, which is more or less coming fine. I don't want to make it very dark because those spots which are visible to the world are very subtle. Again, coming to the life, the world might not see your problems the way you see them. So don't worry about them. Don't worry about the world a lot. Just do a testing. Looks a bit darker to me. I'll blend it more, and maybe I'll put some water as well. Let's see. Comes out. Ah, it's like I wanted. And I'm not very much about my dark spots a lot, also because of the fact that I'm going to picture, I'm going to draw some portrait or some symbolic image on this moon, which is going to cover a lot of space around the moon. So till now we have this dark sky and the moon ready with us, and it's waiting for the image to come into it. Let's take a break until it dries off.